Thanks to all our active patrons who have contributed a lifetime of $100 or more to reach Garuk Dong level status.
Here is the list of those special patrons in order of contributions.
If you would like to support our show, check out the CommanderSmiths at patreon.com. Welcome to the CommanderSmiths.
We are the CommanderSmiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
I'm Lowery Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
Oh, man. I feel like it's just right before we're about to go live. It's like, oh, shit, my stuff is frozen. What is going on? I just like right before we went on, I was out there giving the boys a kiss, and then they were both on their iPads, and I was like, that's where the problem is.
Yeah.
Technology.
Yes.
This is episode 227. What do we have in store today, Lowery?
It's been like 2 years since we've done an episode like this, but we're going to go through the land cycles, dual land cycles, triple land cycles, and rate them kind of in the style of, you know, Commander 99 or garbage, but
Muff garbage!
One or the other.
we don't, there's, you know, lands can't be commanders yet.
Yeah,
So-
touche. Hey, that's an idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Commander land.
I don't know.
Right, I gotta get a better internet. I know.
That's fair.
Know. It's ridiculous. All right. So, yeah, so we got that. We have our fourth week of Stump the Smith Savant.
Good luck.
We have, who is our stumper this week?
That's
Oh,
not
it's
true.
Cole. Cole is our stumper
Cole.
this week.
Yep.
And actually, the card came in on Saturday, so it's a foil Xander's Lounge. So that's what's up for grabs.
Showcase art.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
not bad.
then we got kind of a special, like a little announcement. We're going to be doing the next cast, live cast, won't be Monday. It'll be this Friday. So in 5 days, we're going to be going live
Friday
again.
night.
Friday night we'll be going live. So that one we could probably even go a little more crazy with it because it's a weekend, whatever. But you're going to be going on a big trip,
Woo.
so we needed to kind of get
Yes.
one under the belt there. So we're going to do that on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, we're probably not going to, are we going to fit a game in this week? It just kind of depends. I think there's too much.
I doubt it.
Yeah, we got with the cast being live again. We were going to try to fit in some Commander games, but there's a lot going on, especially.
I still got a pack too.
Yeah. But I did get some Commander games in last night. You took over Spotlight for
Nice.
me, which thank you very much. And I went over to number two's house and got to play Akiri a couple times and played Daryl once. So, man, there's a lot of stuff going on in the chat over there. There's a lot of things happening.
Yeah, we got Jesus talking. He's not going to be able to stay for long, but
Okay.
appreciate you showing up, my man.
So, Akiri was pretty sweet. I kind of had a win in that where I did, again, a Chroma's Will is so amazing, but I
It's
did
such a
the
good card.
Sunforge equipment, you unattach it, and I went and got it and put it on my creatures. They went flying over the top and double striked number 2. And then as we're packing up our stuff, we both forgot that he had elephant grass out. So I forgot to
did
pay
he?
the 2. And yeah, so it was just like, I was like, whatever, you win,
Did
I
you
win.
have the 2 open?
Well, so that's the part where I remember elephant grass before my turn, like when he was number 2 was killing the other other guy. And then when it came to my turn, I drew a card and it was Rishkar's Expertise, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I'll cast this in my 1/1 or my 12/7 construct. I'll draw 12 cards, and yeah, that'll be awesome." But so I got greedy where I had the win already. And so then I drew all the cards. Didn't matter what I was getting because I already knew I had the win there. And so I didn't have the 2 open because I did Rishkar's Expertise. And so it's just whatever. That's why I was like, you win because I tapped the lands or whatever.
I want to call that then.
Yeah. So I was like, you get the win. So I was like, but it's
I
funny
agree,
because
Ramsey.
What?
No, don't
The
worry about the
building
chat. Just keep telling you. Just keep on. Telling your story.
I don't like that you have a bigger monitor now so you can see the chat better.
It's wonderful. I can actually read it. I can read, which is
that's a problem I have.
It's I have a problem seeing things.
Yes.
And so now that this large monitor that guy gave me is greatly appreciated. So
oh, good for you.
And thanks to Guy
I think this might have been
Good story, bro.
that's probably more appropriate.
Yes, Ramsey, I cheated, and so that's why I gave number 2 I said, yeah, you just take the win. I don't care. But then I didn't win a game, so I was like, I really want to win. I'll take that win back. I'm just kidding. Kiri did what it wanted to do. That was the cool thing about that. How I built that is, Kiri wasn't even the one that was out that was doing the going for the win. It was the constructs from Urza's Saga that was actually the thing that was giving me the potential win. Should have been a win if I didn't misplay that. So, but yeah, it was
Oh, good for you.
Okay, so what did you do? You had Father's Day yesterday. You do anything fun and special? I saw you posted a little bit on the Discord. You guys did some parading and stuff?
Oh, that was Saturday night.
Was that Saturday
night. Yeah, there was a marching band competition in town. And so there's probably 8 to 10 schools, and they all did their marching thing. We arrived like a half hour late, but it was a lot of fun. Kids loved it. Had little headphones on Elise. Lowery was able to stand around without him. Like lots of clapping, lots of dancing. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, see, I got somebody agreeing with my Urza's take.
Look, you don't have to pay attention to that. But yeah, and then we went to
notice how I wasn't listening to your story at all. I was like, I see somebody.
It's so hot around here, so getting around water is important.
That Hansel, he's so hot right now. Yeah, it's ridiculous. We had 100. Well, the official was 100. I know car thermometers were like Cindy's was like 102 or something like that today. So it was just stupid hot out.
Yeah. We just stayed inside today.
Yeah, that's what we did too. Boys would go out for like a couple minutes and then come right back in, and their faces are just red. Yeah, we went and saw Jurassic World. That was entertaining. The boys loved it. It's a really long movie, but the boys love the movie. They've let me think here. It's better than the one before, but it still isn't like a great movie. Like, it's worth going to see at the theater.
But it has dinosaur.
Right. And that's the thing that the coolest thing is like the boys, like Zeke was leaning over and telling Cindy, like he'd see a dinosaur and he's like, that's a blah, 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 blah. And it's not like known ones. And that like, oh, that's a Stegosaurus and that's a Triceratops. It was like ones that I had never heard of. And he's like just naming them off. I'm like,
he's into it.
Yeah, I remember the dinosaur.
Get him into paleontology and he'll be poor his whole life.
Yes. But yeah, so that's what we did kind of a Father's Day Saturday thing. So I actually did my Father's Day presents, which I stupidly drank all my beers that Cindy got me for, and like the big growler things. Well, I'll take the back. I didn't drink all 3 of them. I was splitting them with Cindy, and the wine one was really good. That one was very tasty. I want to get that one again. But the sour got to me so bad, I couldn't finish it. Like I couldn't even get a 10th of the way through it. I was getting like really bad heartburn, and so I ended up sadly pouring it out because Cindy doesn't like sour because she thinks it tastes like vomit. So
some of them do, but it's like good vomit. So flavored vomit,
the best kind.
I don't have any problem with that. Yeah, I'm drinking a Father's Day beer as well. It's from Rare Candy. It's a pineapple mango smoothie sour. Pretty solid on this one. I got another set that's like lime something or other, and I shared that with my father-in-law. That one's okay, but this one's pretty solid. I enjoy this one, and Mr. Hockey says that this company is really good, and so that's Elm Creek. Yeah, so Elm Creek apparently is really good, out of Champlin, Minnesota. So I'll keep an eye out for them in the future.
I got this one. I'll be drinking a little bit. This one's from Jake Jacuzzi. It's O'Fallon Dad's. I think you already drank this one. Original oatmeal stout,
probably during the SmithCon.
Yeah, so that is what I'm going to be drinking next. Yes, number 2, I mentioned about how I lost last night and whatever. Yeah, went over that, how I won, but then we realized as we're packing up that actually I didn't win, and yeah, we already went over that. You're late to the party, buddy. Uh-oh. Everything's going slow. Are you still there? Guys, the people that are live here, you guys get to see when we have our technical difficulty stuff. So yes, get a better internet is the key here. Okay, so should we get to things? We're 11 minutes into this. Oh, you were frozen drinking a beer. That is awesome.
I don't think there's a way around it. Yeah, I'm definitely not drinking a beer currently.
It was like you frozen just drinking it, sitting there. Just the longest drink ever.
Chug.
All right. Should we get into our tags? I think that was it for.
We should.
So there's a couple things here. How do I want to do this? Oh, I do want to mention I did get a cool little note from a Card Sphere trade that I had a week ago from Russell Lilly that said, love the show and it's awesome, the trade stuff. Card Sphere. We've told you guys it's a pretty sweet site. You guys should do that for trading your cards away, your bulk, or not even your bulk, just stuff that you're not using, your duplicates and stuff. So that was a pretty nice message there. We do. Oh, I better get to my buttons here. I have a couple of things to mention here. Well, I might as well just say the one thing. So we do have a new patron. God, where is my buttons? It's a disaster tonight. And we aren't even taking like 2 shots like we did, or 3 shots like
we aren't. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's plug Only Drunks. If you want, there's links down below that you can donate to us where we will take a shot of, I got rum. Adam's doing Goldschlager.
Goldschlager is ready to go.
And then we also have a spot for gross jelly beans potentially. It doesn't have, is that the only one? It's only spicy at this point?
No, we got both. These are
we got gross ones too. Yeah. So if you want to see us struggle, we do that in between takes or segments, and then we can do that.
Yeah, it's where's the segment button? It is this whatever. Whenever we hit it, it's the in between, the wiener. But anyways, okay, so we do have a new patron this week. You can become a patron like our new patron Jace Wolf.
Welcome to a meat forest.
That sounds like a fairy tale of a meat forest.
You can become a patron by donating $1 or more. Thanks, Jace, for becoming a patron. That gets you into the Discord. That gets you playing games with us. Gets you potentially playing some live games. We'll stream those out there. $5 or more gets you proxies each month. You can potentially, depending on your level, get foil proxies and all that. The foils are sexy as hell. The other thing is, if you get to be $100 or more patron, that gets you into the Garuk Dong level and gets you a shout out. And actually, this month we did have a new inductee, which was my brother Joe. Hit $100.
Thanks, Joe.
Also, with that, gets you a free play mat. One of the, well, I don't want to pull my play mat up in yours. It's our kind of our background that's sitting back there. Play mats look awesome in person. So that gets you, once you hit $100 or more, we will make those available to purchase. So if people just want to buy those, you can do that as well. At the moment, we don't have anything necessarily prices set in stone, but we'll be getting that figured out here soon. The other thing, if you don't want to donate, be a patron each month, you can do this on the stream. Like Larry said, the Only Drunks thing, you can jump on here live with us and make us do things like we're dance for you, like we're monkeys or whatever, by taking a drink. Taking the Bean Boozled stuff. So those are some options too to support the show. So even though you're torturing us, it does still support us. Why are you saying no? No shots yet. Oh yes, no shots yet. So that also supports us, even though you are making it. That plays along too. It's a kind of a fun thing there. So the free way to support the show is to jump on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. That is really the basic thing that you need if you wanted to support us. Just do that. But if you wanted to support us a little more, watch our stuff there. Watch the podcast right now. You can watch us live on Mondays, most Mondays. And then we have multiple reoccurring segment things that we do, bits. One of those is Curated MTG. That happens twice a week. And what was your Curated MTG for today, Lowery?
Kataki War's Wage. Every artifact during that player's upkeep, like it goes for every player, every upkeep, but you got to pay 1 to keep that artifact around, or it's going to be sacrificed. So it's a pretty cool card in a couple of different decks. You don't want to be reliant on artifact ramp, but it's a cool kind of hate card
Yeah.
in a couple of different decks. Check
Well,
that video out.
It really works well with treasures. Like that kind of hinders treasures from working because you're going to tap one to keep those around. Well, that doesn't make any sense. I did see somebody, was it on Twitter that somebody said Mycosymphylatus put that out and just fuck the rest of the porn?
Facebook. That was
Facebook.
Facebook. That would screw a lot of stuff up. They started discussing like put rune. It's in a rune deck, and then you blink Kataki before your upkeep, and then you don't have to worry about it, and comes back, and then it affects everybody else. That's game right there.
Yeah, that's pretty douchey. Yeah, that was pretty good. Okay, so the curated biggest thing with those. That's a short. Watch it through. Give it a like. Again, you guys can make the shorts go viral by you guys watching it right when those come out, or pretty close when those come out. You guys can make them go viral. We also have Proxy Time that typically happens. Like I said, we changed it to 2 nights a month because then the other nights will be doing Spotlight. Like Lowery took over last night doing Spotlight. We did a lot of Spotlights last week. I switched over my Brewvac deck and made Captain whatever his name is. But you also made how many? You had like 3?
I did the Beamtown Bullies last week. I did it in one take, but really it was 2 because I had audio issues. So it's in 2 videos. And then Sunday nights when I did the Umbrus pre-con kind of like switcheroo, trying to get those pre-con horrors into the Umbrus deck. Got that done in about an hour, and then I went on to tweak the Beamtown Bullies a bit. So both very fun. Beamtown Bullies might just be kind of jerkish. We'll see how it goes in game.
Yeah, I'm curious how that's gonna be.
It might just get a target.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
But yeah, so the Spotlight decks is us just building decks, kind of show you how
Thanks,
our style of build is and like how we tend to go through. And if you join us, we do get suggestions. You guys do help out from time to time with cards and all that. And it's kind of cool to chat with you guys there as well. Okay, so those are Spotlight decks. We do gameplay. Like I said, we're going to be doing that, trying to get 2 games in a month at least. But it depends on the summer with vacations and stuff like that. But we are trying to do a lot more of the gameplay, especially with Discord. It's mainly the Discord stuff. So I think that's it for YouTube stuff. There's a bunch of other, we do pack openings, all that fun stuff. And then I also mentioned you can, what do we got? Oh, it's a $10.
Mother.
$10.
Those are shots. Thanks, Zero. You're the best.
And a gross jelly bean.
All right.
Okay. Well, at the end of this, remember we do the at the end of the segments or whatever. Then we'll do the bits. Okay. So I'm lost. So those YouTube, we do TikTok, so you can watch some of the stuff on there. Follow us on TikTok too, because that's gone up quite a bit lately. Then you can also follow us on Twitter, where we post most of our stuff that we talk about on Discord. Our videos and everything, basically where we post everything and do our whatever polls and stuff like that is over. That's we do that on Twitter. I think we don't really do much more there. I guess we do our mail day, but everything we do that's on Twitter is done on Discord, except it's like 10% or 5% of what we do on Discord. Probably even less than that. Fucking, if there's sometimes where there's messages, I come back from volleyball and Discord has like 150 different messages, and I'm like, son of a bitch. Cool story, bro.
I don't think we owe any shots from last week.
Nope, we don't owe any from last week.
We did some hot jelly beans, and we did
our 3
makeup
at the beginning.
shots.
Yep. So, okay. So Twitter is where you can also direct message us, and then you can also direct message us by emailing us, and that's at CommanderSmiths@gmail.com, and that's where you can send suggestions for Stump the Smith Savant. But first, that's normally where I would hit the button. Now we have to do this. We know. A Smith
Always pays his debts.
next to another winner.
How does this work?
How's it work? Oh, so you're doing you're trying to get the nasty jelly bean?
You just pour your shot. I'll be confused. Oh.
Yeah, so you lift it up and then pull it down like this. Whoop, whoop.
It's very similar to an uncircumcised penis.
So, well, I guess I should. Well, this was the one that popped out. It could be toothpaste, Oh, that one's weak. It's toothpaste or blueberry. Both are good. I want a bad one, so I'll do a different one. That one's probably the best color to get because it could be actually both of them are pretty good. So I go like that, put it down.
I don't think I've opened it officially. All right, give me a second.
What the hell? Ah! All right.
I mean, what the? It's just
Here
a
we
jelly
go.
bean. I'm not going to hell for that.
Okay, so this one is either dirty dishwater. So this one right
Why are there 3?
Well, pick one of them. Grab one. So I got dirty dishwater or birthday cake is mine. All right, we're going to do the jelly beans first because we can wash it down with a shot.
I agree.
All right. You got one? What is yours?
Oh, birthday cake or dirty dishwater? Is that what
so
you just did?
Yeah, we're doing the same one. All right, let's do it.
Oh, no. Okay, no. Mine's buttered popcorn or rotten egg. That's what I'm at. All right, I didn't have the speckles. Cheers.
Yep, dishwater.
That's not good.
Nope.
Actually, that's dirty dishwater for sure. For sure.
My question is,
it's very weird when it doesn't fit either description that you expected.
you're like,
I knew that was dishwater right away. I was like, that's
how did my question is, how do they get like, they're like, oh, let's taste test this and taste test that to make it so it tastes like dirty dishwater. Oh, all right. Well, let's cheers with the shot here.
Well,
You got yours already?
thanks for that, Alex.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. iBook iBook Hockey.
Give me-
You have to drink it. I got a little gold piece in there.
All right. Thanks, Zero.
Thank you, Zero.
Was it-
Cheers.
Beep.
All right, yeah, we'll hit up there. Oh.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Woo.
I understand why I stopped drinking liquor like a decade ago.
Yeah.
That's not good.
I will
Does
say
rum freeze? Can I put that in a freezer? Is that
yeah,
something that I should do, like not have it at room temperature.
it depends on your I think it's the percent alcohol. If it's a high enough percent alcohol, it won't freeze. Yeah.
I'll have to look that up, I guess. Ugh, ugh, ugh. All right. Well, that's fun.
Yeah. I'm just glad that we didn't do 3 in a row because that's just that was brutal last week when we had to do that. So
It was quite brutal.
okay, so like I mentioned before, if you guys want to send in suggestions, you can send it to our email at CommanderSmiths@gmail.com and suggestions for this. It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Stump the Smith Savant. All right. I have eliminated the chat, so Lowery can no longer see what everybody is saying. Okay, so if you guys don't know how this game works, I am going to read the flavor text of a card. Lowery, sorry, I'm trying to get, I have to write this all up because our show prep stuff, I said this last week, I don't want to accidentally give away what this is while we're doing our prep stuff, so I have to do it after.
True.
Okay, so I am going to read the flavor text of a card. Lowery's going to try to guess the card by asking yes or no questions. Every yes, he'll hear this.
Hello, boobies.
Every no, he'll hear this.
Wrong.
He will get up to 5 wrong guesses. Until, 5 wrong guesses until he's considered stumped. This week's stumper is Cole D from the Discord. Lowery will get up to 3 clues. The card has to be at least 5,000 EDH rec decks or more. If Lowery can name everything about the card but can't get what the card is, he will get a bonus clue of initials of the card. And if he gets to that point and still has a clue left, he'll get a bonus, I guess. I'll kind of help with the words if he has trouble because Lowery has had some issues in the past of I know what the card is. I just don't know the name.
Performance issues, and let's not judge me.
All right, and chat, you guys can play along the last, was it? Oh, no, it was 2 weeks ago. Renjai had it 2 times in a row. Last week, you kind of got it simultaneously with the chat there.
Oh.
So, okay, so you guys can play along. I know you guys can kind of help each other and see if you guys can beat Lowery to this. All right, so again, the Xander's Lounge is our prize, which is this, and it's a foil.
Bring it.
And after this, if Lowery gets it right, we will add another card to the ante next or on Friday. So, all right, here we go.
Oh, that's true. Oh.
One
Okay.
more step and you're mine. One more step and you're mine.
All right. So one more step in your mind. That in my mind is like a blue or black card right off the bat. What's the reasoning for that? Like your mind creates like possession, which could either be like reanimation or stealing. And that's why I'm thinking black or blue. Also potentially I'm thinking like a non-permanent spell, something like a removal spell, could be like a combat trick or something like that. So I'm thinking it's either, I'm thinking it's an instant or sorcery. So let's think, is this a non-permanent spell?
Wrong.
And so far,
The other hunch I have, let's do, is this a black and or blue color identity?
Hello, boobies.
Okay, I'll take the first clue, please.
All right, the art features snakes, a hunter, and what looks to be a enchanted weapon. Let me read that again. The art features snakes, a hunter, and what looks to be an enchanted weapon. The guesses on chat are wrong.
So snakes generally would mean that it's like black and or green. So could probably shift that more to green. Enchanted weapon, snakes. What else? Snakes.
The art features snakes, a hunter, and what looks to be an enchanted weapon.
So I guess this potentially could be a black equipment, like the enchanted weapon or aura, I guess. Oh, that's a good question. So it's a permanent spell. We know that. We know that it's black and or blue. The snakes make it me feel like it's black color identity. Hunter, snakes. Are they hunting snakes or are they using snakes to hunt with? Probably not that. Is this
Ibukaki says he won't get this.
awesome.
Renshire is not that.
Is this card and so also it kind of feels like it's Theros, one of the two blocks there. So just again off the top of my head,
Just throwing things out there.
just tossing out there, seeing what catches.
Trying to see what my reaction is.
No, I wasn't looking. I'm looking down right now. I'm in my own head. Yeah, baby. There's is this an aura or equipment card?
Wrong.
Whew, two wrong. And you don't even have two clues.
Yeah, so that puts me down to Planeswalker, enchantment, artifact, or creature. It's black and or blue. Again, probably black. It kind of made me feel like it could have been like a Vivian card or like attached to Vivian. I'll take that second clue, please.
All right, we might get some people in chat or yourself. It might trigger something here. Okay, so the text features. You gotta break this apart a little bit. The text features a death trigger, and will make people second guess about attacking you in fear of losing their creature. The text features a death trigger and will make people second guess about attacking you in fear of losing their own creature.
It has a death trigger.
Yes.
And okay. Actually, that is it. Poison Tip Archer.
Hello, boobies.
Holy shit! How in the hell Did you get that?
I went for the gusto there. That was,
oh man, how did that? I tried to make that so vague. I was like, I didn't want to go. It has reach and death touch, and I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to give away that it was a creature. So I was just like, okay, it just is hindering them from attacking. I was gonna kind of maybe add something with block, like flying and ground. I was like, no, that's too much. And also in the first part, I didn't want to say it was an archer because that's part of what the card is. It says archer right there. So that's why I did the hunter shit. How did you do that? How? That I'm impressed because you went from nowhere near it. It's the death trigger, isn't it? That's what gave it away?
Probably, yes. I think that's probably what it was. And also I just at SmithCon, one of Ryan W's buddies pulled that out, so it's relatively fresh. So in the last couple of weeks I've seen it.
Yeah, surprisingly, the core set here, I'll show you. Core set is the first printing of it. Does not have flavor text. It didn't catch flavor text until it was Kaldheim.
Oh, that's
when it first caught the.
That's a precon. That's the Eldritch precon deck.
Yeah, so that's the first time it actually caught a flavor text to it. So I'm impressed, Lowery. Good job, buddy.
Thank you. Sorry, Cole. That was a good one, though.
Yeah, that was pretty good. When you were 2 down and only 1 clue in, I was like, ooh, he might be in trouble. But that was really good. You pulled it right out of your butt because you weren't even at that it was a creature yet. You were still on it was either blue or black, and then boom, pulled it out.
But I'm just saying that I hadn't narrowed it down, but
Right.
The snakes give it away. I definitely say the snakes give it away to being a black and or green
card. Yeah.
So I knew that I could focus on black. And then when you said death trigger, I was like, okay, this is definitely black of some way. You said it wasn't an aura or an equipment.
Cole said,
and so that brings it down to like a death trigger is going to get rid of the planeswalkers. So you're down to artifact enchantment and but there isn't much there that's going to have them be scared to attack you. So
that's funny. Did you see all the comments? So Cole goes, damn it. And then Ibukaki says, I blame you guys not making them take more shots.
That's true. That's true.
And Ramsey is still on his lightning bolt. I think that's his guess every single week is lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
I mean, it's solid. It's going to happen sometime.
Yeah, one of these days. All right. So that was pretty good. That was pretty quick there, Larry. I'm impressed. It was not a jackal. All right. So why don't you hit the AJ button? Because that's our next segment.
Here you go, AJ.
I don't want a relationship. I just want bang, bang, bang. I don't want to know your name. I just want bang, bang, bang.
Since we don't have anything for this, it is our land. Oh, I guess it could be 99. Kind of. It's kind of the commander. Now
99.
One of the two. All right. So, what are we doing here? So we're talking about dual lands. We're talking about basically tri lands and dual lands. I don't know. We're not going to do like the 5 color stuff, but we're going to go through the land cycles is more of what we're talking about. And basically we're drawing a line and saying which one are we even having like a maybe? Is that going to be 99 kind of? Do we add the maybes in? Are we being, if chat says it's garbage, we will, depending on if you're being sarcastic or not. Like if somebody's like, the OG dual lands garbage, we're not going to hit Muff garbage because they're the best of.
I would
duels.
prefer to be able to give like that leeway of like, I can understand you playing this, or like I do have it in decks, but for reasons, not just like garbage.
Yeah.
But maybe, if everybody says it's garbage, we just got to call it garbage and move on. That's the rules.
I feel like we're a little bit more on the garbage side than most. I think there's a lot of these I don't use because I have my babies that I go to that I know I use a lot, and we'll get to those in a little bit. I'm still tasting dishwater. How do the jelly beans last that long? It's fucking ridiculous.
You got it in your teeth still.
Yeah.
I did my best to just fucking get it out of there.
Yeah, that's gross. Oh, and by the way, back here, if you guys are watching on stream, the Stumpers, which Cole, remember, you can send us the 2 cards. You can sign a land, or you can do your poison tip archer. and sign that and whatever, write a nice little message to us. But these are getting bigger. So I have them down there on the lower shelf there and up there. So they're going to start taking over the background there. So it's just a little fun fact. And FF. All right. So let's get to this. Ramsey said this is all garbage. So let's get going.
We're untapped out. They have a
Yes.
list of just all of the cycles of lands that produce 2 or 3 colors. And we're just going to kind of go down through. If you're on YouTube, you'll be able to see it. We'll try and do a quick synopsis of what the cards are doing for the podcast.
I think what we can do for the audio is just click the link to it. Like unless you really wanted to sort it, that's a lot of work, but we'll link this page.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. If you're on the podcast and you don't know what we're talking about, potentially just click on the link that's down below in the notes.
Hey, AJ made it for his segment. He is on here and he said, "Don't chew, just swallow." I hope he heard that. All right. So we're going to work our way from it's alphabetized of what they've named it. I don't know if necessarily that's what they're officially called, but we're just going to go with what they have here. For the most part, it is what we go with.
Well, it's also a lot easier to do.
Right.
We didn't have to compile this.
That's what the funny thing is. We were trying to decide if we were doing this today or on Friday. And it was like, I Googled it. I was like, okay, land cycles. And I was like, oh, sweet. Somebody already did our work for us. I don't have to write all this shit down. All right. So Lowery, why don't you start us off? You're going to read what it is, and then we'll kind of just talk about the cards. And some of these are going to be quick, though.
This one's going to be called the Amonkhet tap lands. They're just lands that come into play, tapped, that can produce 2 colors. Yeah. Don't play them. That's what we complain about.
Yep.
Battle lands originally from Battle for Zendikar. They have 2 land types. There's only 5 of them, and they can enter the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands.
I like these. I don't use them a lot. They might have made it into 1, maybe 2 decks, but the fact that they are fetchable is always a positive. And that they do have they come in if you have 2 or more basic lands. So you should be playing basics. So there's a good chance these are coming into play untapped. And if it's early game, whatever, you just plan around it or whatever, you play this first, whatever, to get your tap stuff. I can see using these in a 99. Like I have used them. They're not a lot.
I play them.
Yeah.
I play them.
99.
Would you and so would you want this to be a completed cycle as well?
Yes. Any fetchable things. I don't want them just to be the duels and the shocks and the triumphs, I guess. We'll get to that in a little bit. But I like these. I like that you do have that. They can come into play untapped. So then they're pretty nice. So
I oftentimes, if it's early game, I go and fetch for a shock because it comes into play tapped if I don't care about it. And I know that these will come in to play later, almost guaranteed untapped. And I don't have to lose life. And I don't have to worry about it being tapped.
That's a very good point to bring up. I don't know if that becomes a segment later with stuff, but knowing how to win your early game, what you go for. If you need that land untapped that turn and you're doing something, then you go and get for our case, get the good for you up. The regular duels, so you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, good for you.
But if it doesn't matter, you're not going to be able to play anything that turn anyways. Go get the ones that have no options that will come into play tapped. You go get these or get the shock lands. The shock lands still have the option of doing the 2 life. So I would probably go get this. Because what if I don't have 2 basics in a couple turns and then I need to go do it again? Well, whatever. But planning that out is a very smart thing.
Important. Sequencing is important.
Yep. Let's go into search for lands. Okay. Next ones.
Next one is going to be the Bond lands. 5 of them were just reprinted in Collector or Commander Legends 2. And then the other 5 were printed in Commander Legends, and then they were also in Battle Bond originally, the first 5.
That's why I would call
you have
Battle
the full
Bond
cycle
lands,
of 10.
Yeah.
What do you think about these?
99.
Yeah. I actually don't use them a lot. Like I don't put them in 3 color decks. They're 2 color for sure. I actually probably run the battle lands over these in 3 color.
Oh, really? Okay. I will say the only times I'm not playing them is when I forget about them. I'm like, oh shit.
So they're
okay.
really, really good.
Yeah. And that's actually probably a good point. In the 3 colors, that's probably where I miss it because I'm looking at more of the 5 color, like more colors than just the 2. So
Yep.
yeah. But yeah, definitely playable. All right. Next one.
The Bridges dual artifact, that's from Modern Horizons 2. And they are artifact lands that ETB taps, and they are one of every 2 color pairing.
I like these. I like these, but they have to fit in your theme. Like they aren't garbage. You're playing
I agree.
artifact like a Curie. I have all.
Oh, they're
these.
indestructible as well.
Yes,
they're indestructible, which makes them
even
good.
Even better. So
99.
Akiri, it helps because it adds to my, it fits in deck. You're not going to just throw this in a 2-color deck. It has to fit. Why do you're playing artifacts. That's why you want this in.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. Like, this is where I'd be like, I wouldn't consider this like 99, consider it a ton, but it's not garbage. Like you're saying, I have it in an Oscar, which is artifact themed, but other than that, no.
Yeah.
And so it's playable, but it shouldn't just be going in every deck.
Yep. All right. Next land cycle. Come on, pull up here.
Campuses, which are, I don't hate these, but okay. So they ETB taps, they create 2 colors, and there's only 5 of them. This is from Strixhaven. And you can pay for tap it to scry 1. I understand that. I think
that's so much for scrying 1.
Yeah.
And they come into play tapped. It's like, I don't care if you finish this cycle.
I don't care if they finish the cycle. I don't hate it though. Like at least the scry's attached to it a little bit.
It's a good budget thing, I guess, but I hate the coming into play tap thing and the scry. I guess if the scry was 2, maybe, but think of this. It's 4 and this land. So you're tapping 5 land to scry 1. Like maybe if it drew a card, sure. Or maybe if it didn't come into play tapped, like then I definitely would
there's too many that okay, moving on. It's garbage, right?
Yeah.
Next one's gonna be check lands. Those are checking to see if you have like Clifftop Retreat is checking to see if you have a mountain or a plains when it comes into play, and that will produce a red or a white mana for you. These are, in my opinion, 99 for sure.
Yeah.
99.
I don't use them a lot, but they're good. Like I don't have them in a lot of decks because I use other things, but I think they're definitely good. All right. Next ones.
Dual colored cycling lands. They are from Amonkhet. They have like Swamp Mountain for the red black Canyon Slow. And then also you can pay 2 to cycle them away to draw a card. Where are you on this?
I was very high on these when they came out because again, it's a fetchable land. I think I'm in the same boat as where Triomes are a little bit because it has the cycling part, which is nice, but you don't have that option of coming into play untapped, which I don't like. I think that's a very big negative. But you get these late game. I like that cycling. I don't play them. I don't think they're garbage. But I thought they'd be better than they are. Where are you?
I'm there with you. Like they're not garbage, and I will use them in 2-color decks that aren't blue. So irrigated farmland, which is white blue, like it's just not needed. You don't need that cycling at the end of the game. You should have enough draw in that blue deck.
Yeah.
Same thing with fetid pools. But red, black, green, white, and red, green versions of that. So there's only 5 of them as well.
I would like them to complete the cycle just because again, it's fetchable ones. I like having those options.
Huge.
I like that a lot. But they aren't ones that I want them to complete it, but I don't care too much that they don't.
Here's the other thing that's kind of weird. They're putting in a weird spot when we're talking about sequencing on when to go fetch. Like this is something that you would want to fetch for first if you don't need the mana,
because then you don't have that option of it coming into play.
Yes,
untapped.
But you want more chances at the end of a game to draw the card so that you can cycle it rather than just a normal land.
Yeah.
So it's in a weird spot, in my opinion. Here's on the reprinting or on the finishing the cycle part 2. I would not want them taking up rare slots in a standard set. I'd rather just have different rare lands.
Yep.
And so I get it, but I would not care.
Yep. So we're kind of mixed in it. It's not garbage.
Yeah.
99.
I would say it's 99, and it's more of a budget fetch land in a way. You're going to search for these for your duels or whatever. So, okay. Next one, Manland.
Dual colored man lands. Originally from World Wake, and then they were also in one of the Zendikars. Older ones. When was that?
World Wake.
remember.
World Wake was
Battle for Zendikar or something like that. So they are 2 colors. They come into play tapped, and then you can pay a certain amount, and then they become a creature with different abilities. Where are you on that?
I like manlands. I do. I do have them in a couple decks when they fit themes a little bit more. The one I like the unblockable one that fits in my Yuriko deck.
Pit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Creeping Tar Pit right here. I don't use Celestial. It was really expensive for a while there, and then they reprinted it a couple times.
As modern
Yeah.
powerhouse.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's any other ones I would play. I have played. They're decent. I like having that option of having a land because the thing about manlands, and actually in my toolbox cards, I do have a section for manlands because it can take people by surprise that your land, like you forget about it. It's like, oh, it's in your land section. Yeah. And like I'm attacking you. You're like, okay, well I turned it into a land and I block, or I forgot that you could attack with that. I like using these, and the fact that they're dual lands, they come into play tapped. That's fine, but they all have turned into creatures. I dig these actually. I don't know where do you stand on on the manlands?
I would say for a majority of them, I do not like them. Like they'll go into colored decks if they fit a theme.
Yeah.
And so something like my Nikia that's all creatures, I'll put Raging Ravine in there because if somebody wipes me, I'm like big time down, and that would be my only creature that survives potentially.
Yeah.
And I do like Creeping Tar Pit. I don't play with it, but I get why you have it in your ninjutsu deck.
Yeah.
I
think creeping,
but the other ones I don't. In the double strike one with red white, that one I think has potential. And Celestial. So like 4 out of the 10 are solid.
Yeah. It'd be cool to see them.
Okay.
How would you feel if they not just, here's a cycle of them. What if they did more with the same colors? You know what I'm saying? Like did another cycle of 10 with different things. You think that's too
Normally
much?
they do a good job with the first bit, and then they do a shittier job the second bit. So I don't see them doing.
Yeah, I'd be cool to have.
I
more.
wouldn't care.
I
would not.
You
care.
wouldn't care. Okay, all right. Stirring Wildwood is interesting though, because I think that one it's not crazy. What?
Remember when we did our battle box for Ultimate Masters, and that was my full art foil box topper. Yours was like Live from the Loam or something.
I do remember that.
I got the worst one. I was like, fuck this card. I was pissed.
That's not why I was bringing it up. I like it because it's a 3 and it has the reach. So that's that surprise factor. This one, like some of these are a little crazy. Celestial's 5 to turn it into it. Mm-hmm. And the nice thing is, obviously, it doesn't tap the land to turn into the creature. So they're interesting. I
99.
I think they're 99, but like you said, you're not going to play them all. But if you need creatures, you're lacking creatures, there's your dual land. Throw those in there. All right, the dual lands. Go ahead, you do it.
Original dual lands. They're creme de la creme.
99.
Yeah, 99.
I would say that they're overrated.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
You say they're overrated.
Okay. There's probably enough lands out there to make these like super overpriced. Like they are the best, but I don't think you need them in a deck.
Yeah, not need. You can just need them in a deck, not the double needs. They're just
whatever.
It's
all right. Fallen Empires.
All right, fine.
Go ahead. It's there isn't much to say. They're hard to acquire. They're expensive. but
Yeah.
they are the best. There's no strings attached.
If you
They're
can,
good.
if you can get your hands on it and you can acquire them over time, whatever, go for it. But you don't have to have them. There's enough. You can see this list. We're almost an hour into this, and we're not even all the way done to one side here. This is taking an hour, but I don't know if we can include these
Falling up
5.
for storage lands. We're not going to include them. No, yeah,
They're
we'll
not-
just skip over that.
Yeah.
But they're junk. They're
Yeah.
garbage.
Yeah,
Muff garbage!
they're muff garbage. All right, the next ones.
All right, I'll try and shorten this up a bit. Okay, you got the fast lands from Scars of Mirrodin along with Kaladesh, and they come into play, and they essentially come into play untapped unless you control 2 or fewer other lands. So this has to be your first or second land coming into play, or they come into play tapped.
So
I say garbage.
yeah, I don't use these. I think it's more.
I don't either.
Yeah,
Muff garbage!
you said it. We move on.
Yeah, all right.
Next is your favorite.
Fetch lands, the best lands you can be having in any of your decks.
I think these are overrated
You're
because
saying this to hurt me.
they're so overpriced and
That's not true at all.
they're 99. They're 1 and 2.
You can get the black white one for like $10-13 right now. If you don't have it, go get it.
There you go. Get your marsh
They're
flats.
printing them enough to like just wait. Yep.
All
Filter
right.
lands. Oh, the original filter lands. So this is 1 tap, and then I'll add like red green, and that's it. That'd be Mossfire Valley. There is only a cycle of 5 of them. They originally way back when, maybe Torment. They're not good enough.
Nope.
I agree. I wouldn't blame anybody
For using them, but
to play them, because they're coming readily in the pre-cons at this point. Now if you have mana doublers like reflection, what's that? The green reflection, that'll give you 4. That'll
yeah.
give you 4 mana.
I was just
But
playing it last
they're
night.
not that they're
Yeah.
not that good.
Yep.
I don't play with them. I
Nope.
don't play with them.
All right, next ones.
Guild Gates from Ravnica originally and been reprinted a ton. They ETB tapped and wait. Oh, they're Guild Gates. Never mind. The Return to Ravnica Gates. Unless it's
It's a gate deck.
it's
That's the
bad.
only way you're going to use it. Don't use it anywhere else. So
Muff
muff garbage
garbage!
unless you're playing a gate deck.
Homeland triple lands.
Ugh.
Garbage.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about that.
Just look
That's
at
real
it. So
bad. All right.
for the listeners, it gives you colorless mana. You can tap
don't-
1 and gives it
No.
green. Tap 2 gives you white. Tap 2 gives you red. And tap it. So they're garbage. They're so bad. They're so bad.
They're so bad.
All right, the Horizon lands.
All right. Horizon lands. You have 6 of these, but what they do is they tap, pay 1 life, and then they'll give you like Fiery Islet will get you a blue and a red. And then you can pay 1, tap it, sack it, draw a card. There's only 6. I say 99 in non-blue decks.
For the most part, I don't use these, but yes, I can see people using them, I guess. It just
I would
sucks because
like-
if there was a colorless part to this, because I hate that you're losing a life every time you're tapping it, you know? But
Meh.
yeah. So
Meh. I'm not worried about it.
yeah.
Like they're good, they're nice, they're cheap. Would you want this cycle?
You're saying they're cheap like to buy?
No, they're not.
No.
I don't know what I meant when I said cheap. cheap to draw a card.
Yeah.
That's probably what I meant. That's what I meant.
That's the ticket. Because it's like
So
Sunbaked
would you
Canyon
care
is
if they
$20 at
finish
this point.
cycle?
Sure. I want this one to finish, but I don't really care that much because I don't play them.
In comparison, would you like this over the Amonkhet cycle lands that are fetchable but come into play tapped?
I think I would like the fetchable ones.
Really? Okay. I'd prefer these, I think.
Because then I could like this. If you want to keep using that land and you don't care about the draw part, you're wanting the land part, you're also hurting yourself every time you're using it. Whereas at least the fetch ones, you're paying 2. It's 1 more to cycle it out and draw a card. and they're fetchable, and then you're also able to use it and not take damage every turn. Especially if you're playing more than just 2-color deck. If you're in like a 3 or 4 and you start getting more of these out into play, that can hurt a lot for, I don't know. And they're fetchable. Fetchable is big to me.
So the thing where like I'll play this in Calcian. I have the 2 that I can play, the red white and the black white, and they do really well there. Like you just kind of start, as long as if you have an efficient deck, like I think it's fine. But if you go over the top and you're using all your mana at the end of the game, then I'd say the Horizon lands aren't for you. So I think they're fairly specific, but
I think if you're playing fetches these in a deck, and you like if you have other like City or if you're having a lot of things that are doing pain to you, then I'd want it to be in a deck that I have some life gain in it, or at least more than just one card giving me life.
I'm not worried about that.
Lowery in life, I don't need that shit.
I don't need that shit. That's why it's suicidal tendencies. That was a card made for me. That's crazy.
All right. The next one is the Innistrad slow lands. What are these lands here, Lowery?
They were printed last fall, and they come into play tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. 99 in my opinion. I think they're
99.
I went and picked up these all in full art.
The opposite of the fast lands. I think they're good. Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
They're good.
Hang on a second.
What?
The computer's doing its fun thing. Everything's
freezing. I'm gone. Oh my goodness, I'm gone.
You are gone.
I'm gone forever. That's all right.
Hang on a second. Fun part. Oh, he's completely gone. Actually, I know how to get you back. Hang on. Give me. I think I know how to get you back.
That's all right. Hopefully the chat comes back too.
Everything's so good. So that's the fun part is the chat. Everything's fine there. It isn't when it's doing its fun error shit. It's like. We're doing this, and we pop Lowery back. There's Lowery.
You cannot minimize.
Oh, damn!
Don't try and relegate me to the back.
No. Where do we do with Lowery here? Oh, nope. It's there. He's there. I was trying to minimize you. Okay, so get that out of the way. There we go. All right.
Thanks.
He's back. Bye, Lowery is what Renshai said.
Hi.
And the chat is there. I don't know what's going on. Everything's always fucking just crazy with this shit. I never know exactly. Like, I knew something was happening when I was trying to move the mouse and nothing was moving, and then I got the black screen of death. Okay, so these I went and got full arts of these flarts.
Full arts,
because good for me.
They're sweet.
Yeah, so they're good. All right, good. I'm glad the chat's still working. So,
yeah, me too. Cole, I thought you were on my side. All right, 99. The next set is going to be the layers. These are from way back when. And they are literally layers. They're a land type. They're awesome. But when an ETBs, you sacrifice it unless you return a land back to your hand. And then they can produce like 3 different colors, and they are the friendly colors. So Esper is white, black, blue. And then you have like the Shards of Allura lands. There, you put 99. Did you just hit that button?
I didn't hit anything. I was laughing.
You didn't hit anything?
I was laughing at Ibukaki and Renshai. Ibukaki said it's my angry Republican and internet strikes again.
I like these lands, but I do not use them.
Yeah, I don't even think I own any one of those.
I own them.
I don't.
I definitely own them.
Fuck, I don't want to hit the 99 because this one.
Oh, good.
You don't have to. Let's just call them garbage, but I like them. I just don't use them. See, getting set back a land, is rough. So.
Yep. All right, next ones.
Life gain tap lands.
Let's move
Thank
on.
you. Don't use them.
Unless you're a life gain and you really need to get some other life gain stuff in your deck. No, just don't even use them then. Find better stuff.
Locales from New Capenna. There's only 5 of them. But they are like pay 4 and sacrifice it to draw a card. Yep. Yeah, thank you. I was waiting for that. Don't play them. Arcane Mass storage lands. These are not dual lands, so we will not talk about them.
They do have the storage counter. What does it? Remove, add 1 green mana. Nope. Yep. So that's not duals.
They're not garbage. Oh no, these are garbage.
Yeah, they are.
Yep. Storage. Yeah. Yep. All right. You have the Mirage tap fetch lands. So I will read Bad River. Comes into play tapped. You tap it, sacrifice Bad River, search your library for an island or swamp card, put that land into play. Okay, I think this is.
I don't like them.
There's only 5 of them. I would want them completed. I want all 10.
Sure.
I think they're good for that budget fetch land, figuring out how good they are. I think it's not nearly as good as something like Fabled Passage or Prismatic Vista, but
okay, I guess because I don't use them very often. I have all of them. I don't use them at all.
Yep.
It doesn't say basic, so you still can
Correct.
get the duels and stuff like that. Alex and I or Ibukaki was actually asking me about these, and I was like, I don't ever use them, so don't even worry about them. But the fact that you can get duels is actually good. I don't like that it enters tapped and then you're going to do it.
Yeah.
I guess I would like it better, and it really doesn't change it because when you go search, they come into play untapped. But if it was the other way around, where you're searching for a land, and that comes into play tapped, I would like that better than that. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, I would like that because then I have the decision of which duel I'm going for. Well, just which duel, because if do I want to get one that comes into play tap? It's already coming into play tap, so I'll just get the shock plane or whatever.
I'm just saying, yes, I don't play them, but I think they're
good budget,
solid budget decision. I
it's
would
probably
not fault
what
anybody for playing them.
It's probably what 2 dimes and a nickel used to, when he used to talk about budget stuff, and he doesn't anymore. Probably what he suggested to all his
yeah. All right, there is a.
I like how you moved on.
Moving on. All right, we have a miscellaneous fetch land section.
I don't.
Do we want to talk about that or not care? No. Yeah.
I mean, there's some good stuff like Prismatic Vista goes in every single one of my decks.
But it's not fitting the bit.
Fabled Passage. Yeah.
Right. Pain lands, which are originally from Ice Age, but I'll read A Darker Wastes. It can tap and give you a colorless mana in your pool, which is good for those like Eldrazi cards that you need the diamond.
That's a good
but
point.
Also, you can do it taps for a blue or a white, and then it deals 1 damage to you. That is also can be advantageous in
I like these
very niche decks. You like these?
I don't use them, but I like them. I can see you using. I like having that option of, hey, I don't want to take damage. I have all of them just for my toolbox stuff. I have used, I think, Shivan Reef in one, and I might have used another. It might have been Battle Forge in another deck at one point, but currently I don't think I have many decks. But I like that option. If you have other lands that give you the colors that you need, use the colorless part. That is a good point that you made, that with Eldrazi, giving you the colorless is also a very helpful thing. So I think it's a 99
for sure. Yeah, they don't make them into the 3-color decks that I play, but they'll make them into the 2-color decks. And they're probably one of the first ones I cut if I have a lot of utility lands that I want to be using in the deck. But they will make it like 50-50.
Yep. Okay. Next one.
Pain tap lands. They're from Tempest. I think they're actually a reserved list as well. I might be wrong on that. But they ETB taps. You can do colorless, and then you can do a black or a green, and they deal a damage to you. Coming into play tapped is so much worse than the Ice Age versions of them. Yeah. Don't complete this. Don't this cycle. There's only 5 of them, technically 6, but it's bad.
Yep. All right.
Panoramas from Shards of Alara. I think this is fine for budget as well. But I got you. I got you. That's fine. I'm not gonna fight you.
All right. These are
next set.
This one's will be
Pathways.
These will be an interesting discussion here, because I think you're on one side, I'm on the other. I think on these.
All right, Pathways, which is from Keldheim and the last Zendikar set.
Time.
Kill time.
I'm just kidding.
So something like branch or bark channel pathway can come into play on the green side, or it has a flip land and it could come out on the blue side. And there's 10 one for every. There's a full cycle. Where are you on this?
I like them. I don't.
Good for you.
Okay. I don't use them again, but I think they're good. I think they're decent. They're not that expensive for money wise. Giving that option, I kind of wish they were fetchable because these could have been maybe that way. I don't know. I think they're decent. They're not amazing, but I'm going to say 99.
You couldn't flip the backside. So like whatever the front side is, you could have potentially made them fetchable, like it being a forest.
Yeah. I think,
but then it's not a forest because the backside is
right,
blue or red or green or whatever.
Yeah.
So I disagree. I don't.
Are you a Muff garbage on these?
No, I understand why somebody would, but they don't make it into my decks.
No,
how about this? I really like the idea. I really wish that they did work, but they're not as good as the Pain Lands. They're not as good. They're in the lower tier. If you like them, I wouldn't hate you for it. But it's probably more like disappointment. I thought they were much better than they were.
Have you tried to use them though? Like why?
Yes.
Okay.
They don't make it into the decks.
Okay.
Shoot.
All right. We got the bounce lands.
Yes. So this is the ones I was thinking during the Guildgate conversation there. ETB taps. When it enters, return a land you control to its owner's hand, and then it taps. Demir Aqueduct taps for black-blue. It's a full 10 cycle. I like these.
I do too. I use these quite a bit actually.
They make it into my 2-color decks. I'm happy with them for sure.
Because it feels like it's almost a land advantage because you're dropping it, you're popping a land back to your hand, and then you have a land drop for your next turn, and you're getting that land drop with it. So I definitely dig these.
Yeah.
Ibukaki
cool
says you guys should win more games for all this snobbery of lands.
Oh, probably true. All right. Refuge lands, ETB tapped, you gain a life, and they tap for 2.
Talked about the other ones before.
No, I agree. Unless you're in a life gain specific deck that can double or whatever, but still, like, no. It didn't make it into my Trailosaur deck. Let's just say that. That's a life gain deck. All right. Reveal lands. They are a full cycle from Strixhaven, and they're reprinting a bunch of them in the precons right now, but they're from the second Innistrad sets. But when they come into play, you reveal one of its 2 card types or whatever it produces. So like a Mountain of Plains for Fury, Calm, Snarl, and then it produces a red or a white. I don't like them. I don't think they're at all.
You really? I don't think they're garbage. I think people definitely could use these.
Was not going to say that people can't, but they suck super bad late game. And
if you're playing a lot of utility land, I might take that back. If you're playing a lot of utility lands, you might not have those in your hand. 2-color decks, if it's 2-color, maybe, but other than that, yeah, I probably agree with you on that. Then.
But also the thing is, like, if you're not playing fetches where you can't, like, some of your dual lands, non-basics, are one of those card types, like, it just doesn't, like, none of them other than your basics are going to work with that. I don't like them. I'm going to call them garbage.
Oh,
at this point.
We said it. We move on. We go back to the last line of our. Well, these I like. These I like.
All right, up to the top. Scry lands, ETB tapped. You get to scry 1, and then it gives you one of any of the 2 colors.
I think
it's a full cycle.
This one's probably the most like controversial thing because there is a lot of people that hate them, and I like them. They're in every single one of my 2+ color decks.
Agreed. They make it into my 3-color decks.
Yeah, this is as you pointed out before, scry is kind of like a half draw, and getting these early games, setting your top, getting rid of something, even middle, late game, these are always good. I definitely like these cards a lot.
Yep.
So
I do as well.
All right, let's move on. We got the
Shadowmoor Filter Lands. This is a full cycle of 10. And this is an interesting bit. So they can tap for colorless, or you can play or pay like a hybrid green or blue for Flooded Grove.
Can we back up for a second? We have multiple people. This is what I was saying. Ramsey said it was garbage. Cole says it's garbage.
What?
We have a lot of people that think that the Scrylands are garbage, the temples are garbage.
I fully disagree.
No,
That's why I wasn't even looking at the chat.
Oh, and
I
Ibukaki
can't
says
really see the chat anyway.
Oh, the chat got ruined for you. I'll have to. You guys can't talk shit to Lowery because he can't even see it. Or I guess he can, because then he can't see it.
It's true. I could barely see it.
Wait, is it showing up for you, or is it black?
No. I could barely see it. It's just I can't see it when you're like going over the cards.
Oh, gotcha.
So I have my own screen up, and so yours is minimized.
All right, so we have Ibukaki, Cole, Ramsey all say they suck. Number 2 is on our side with the Scrylands. That's what I said. It's probably the most controversial one of the lands.
You called it too.
Yeah. All right.
To everybody that hates it, you're wrong.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on.
I like these. I like the the filter lands. I don't use them, but I dig them. I like having that option, like I mentioned before. I think these are good in 2-color decks.
They'll make it into 2-color decks if I go heavy, like on the pips. So like if I know that I'm playing like in Umbrus, I have the black-blue one because I know I have some really heavy black, like Necropotence, that Obliterator. There's a lot. If I don't really worry about like 2 pips in a card, but once I start getting 3 and 4, that's where things can get a little bit much.
Yep.
So that's when I start considering them.
They're still on Scrylands. Jeez, we have
still
more
going about it. We've moved on.
I told
and
you,
you
they're
should too.
Controversial ones. I like them, man. I think they're the thing is, okay, so they're making making arguments of like that get better lands. Well, it's adding more dual stuff in there. I use other whatever. I don't need to go back to it. Okay, sorry. Let's go to the other ones. One of the staple dual land cycles here.
All right, Shocklands. If you don't know them, get them. They're kind of high right now as for some of them. Like Blood Crypt is over 20, Breeding Pool is over 20. But some of the cheaper ones, they're coming out in the unset, so they might go down. They get printed every once in a while, and when they do,
the unsets
pick them
are
up.
going to be so amazing.
But they're fetchable. They come into play tapped unless you want to have a deal or pay 2 life. They're really good. They're probably the second best fetchable land.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. They make it into every deck that they can go.
Yep. 99. Definitely. All right. Go ahead.
Slow lands. I hate that name. All right, so you can pay a colorless or for Cinder Marsh. Let's just can we
Muff garbage!
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right.
I think they stay tapped.
Yeah, they
so
stay
use
tapped
them
to turn.
for colored mana and they stay tapped. Holy crap.
I would rather
Number one,
take,
I'll forget about it.
Yeah, I'd rather take 3 damage than have them stay tapped. All right.
Okay. Next set is Snow Dual Lands. They are fetchable. They ETB tapped, and they are also snow lands if you're feeding into that vibe.
99.
I think they're 99. Feeds into the snow. I think it's good.
If it's a snow deck.
Yeah. If you're feeding into your snow stuff.
Yeah.
You're not gonna put this in your dual like just 2-color random deck, but if you're playing snow stuff, I can see using these. So
and then you just have normal snow tap lands from Cold Snap. Same thing. If it's a snow deck, they fit, they go in it. So
yeah, I just don't like that they aren't fetchable, which is the other ones are. So in my mind, these
are, But if
you're a
a
snow deck, you'll probably have those too. Yes.
Yeah.
Taint.
Do you like the tainted lands? There's only 4 of them, but
yeah.
it's
because
they
it
can
deals
tap
with
for
the swamp.
colorless.
Yeah.
What? Gross. Yeah, so if you have a swamp, then they can tap for the 2 color combos.
I don't like.
Really?
I don't. Have you used? I the only one I've used, I guess, is Tainted Isle, and
It's in your that's in your Yuriko deck.
no, not Tainted Isle.
Mm-hmm.
Not Tainted Isle. No, I don't
It's
have.
his.
Not in my Yuriko deck.
Yes.
You're making stuff
But
up.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to start a fight here. You're just wrong. I used to use these.
Now I want to grab
back
it to see.
before.
I'm like, do I
We're
even
moving
have...
on, Adam.
All right,
like
all right.
it's okay. Just move beyond that
All
trauma, right?
All right.
Trauma.
Tapped lands.
Must
All right, I already finished that.
We're
one.
already okay. Yeah, those are bad. Tap lands. All right, 3 color sack lands. Come into play tapped. You can pay like a black, and then you can tap it, sack it, and it adds to. Yeah. They're too much. They're too much work. Thriving from the Jumpstart set. Yeah, for some reason people like it. That got me. That got me on the Stump the Smith Savant.
You can do 3 and 4 or 5 colors and decide where you're at there, I guess.
Yeah, maybe they're fine for budget concerns, but
play
they're
better,
pretty rough.
Play better lands.
ETB taps, and then you can choose. Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
No.
Yeah. All right, Time Spiral Storage Duels.
I used these at one time, but I don't use them anymore.
No, I know you did.
What is that supposed to mean?
Okay, so these are garbage, but they probably are, like, if you're on a budget and playing like a Traxa where you can proliferate these, probably all right.
Yeah, I can see people using them. I haven't used them for a long time, but I can see you using them. It's fine. It's fine.
This is okay. They messed up this list right here.
Well, no, because
they put tri-lands and then triomes.
Triomes. I know.
They're all triomes.
Well, the problem is triomes, the original, say triome in the name, and now they have the tri-lands. Yeah, they should all be.
No, they fucked up. It should have just been something triome. Like,
yeah,
they're triomes.
They're triomes.
Okay.
That's how I see it.
So they are 3 different land types. They're very fetchable. They ETB tapped, and you can cycle them for 3. And this is from New Capenna and Victoria. They're very playable in 3, 4, and 5 color decks. I don't have any problem with them at all.
Yep.
Tribal lands. I like these, but
okay. It has fit
some
in your tribe.
of them are very specific to whatever tribe. So there's giants, there's goblins, there's elves, tree folk, elementals, fairy,
knights,
I guess, and
I didn't
then
realize that one was there.
and then a merfolk. Yeah, that's a new one. I want to consider that.
Yeah.
But if you are in those colors in that tribe, they're very playable. Otherwise, no.
Yeah, it has to be in the tribe. But otherwise, don't play them if you're not in that tribe. That doesn't make sense. All right,
this is another one.
Oh, shit.
This is another one that we might not have people totally on board with here. So the triple tap.
We're in different spots, I think, on this too.
So you have Arcane Arcane Sanctum. It comes into play tapped, and then it can give you a white, a blue, or a black.
I'm here, but I know you play them. I don't.
I play them in every 3 color deck. It doesn't go into 4 or 5, but it is in 3 color decks for me all the time for the last decade. If I can play them and they're there,
I know you do, but I don't. Like, the difference is I will play like your Cavern of Souls or your, like I'll go for the 5 color things. I'd rather play any of like the commander lands, command tower, the one where you can scry with your commander. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
but if that's like a tribal, like I wouldn't.
Well, no, but you know what I'm saying? Like I'll shoot for those over this. And maybe the difference is I haven't played as many 3 color decks as of late. And so, but even my ones that are more than, or 3 or more, I don't have a single one of these in there. None of them I have and those. So and that's where we're a little different with it. I know that you played them because I've seen them out.
You cringed.
And yeah, I'm like,
What is
why
that?
is he playing that garbage? No, I'm just kidding. No, but I get it because it's giving you 3. You have the option of hitting all 3 of those. I see why. I was kind of kidding the garbage because I knew you play them. But I get it. So I can see the 99, but I don't on my decks. It's none of them.
I guess another reason why I play this, and another reason why I play like Fabled Passage and Prismatic Vista, is that it's a nice mixture of really powerful cards along with not the optimal play. And so like it allows for,
we already do that by not playing tutors and shit.
sure, but that's just my own choice too. So because I can just be running all of the fetches that fit into the deck if I wanted, and I don't. And I think shuffling's annoying at times too. So I like these. It sets a good pace of where I want to be. Sometimes if the deck wants to be a lot faster or needs to be faster, is probably consideration to take these out or along with the temples. That's where I put it in that range of, I put temples in there because not because they're amazing or the best card to put there, but they create a good pace for what you want to be doing. Not necessarily for what you want to be doing, but for the pace of play that I want to be in.
I guess
sometimes it gets me a little slow. Sometimes I don't draw them and it's fine. Like it adds variance into the game for me, and I'm more than happy to play them.
So I guess we're a little different with it. Is like, I always like my lands to typically, I don't know if it's necessarily do something when they come in. Like this one just only has the option of it comes into play tapped. It is not fetchable. There's no like thing to them. Like when we talk about the triumphs, you have 1, they're fetchable. 2, if you don't want them late game, you cycle them away. The scry lands, they come in, you're scrying, you're doing something else than it just coming into play tapped. These are just straight up coming into play tapped. And I'm like, well, do I want this 3 land, which I get it. So this is the thing. I'm not, this is my thought of why they don't make it into decks. I go, do I want this 3 color land, or do I go for something that can make any color land but gives a different benefit, like the one that gives an opponent a 1/1 fairy or whatever? I'd probably play that over this. I'd be like, who do you want to be my friend? Politics, whatever. So there's bonuses added. I don't typically play with that one, so that one's normally it has to fit with what I'm doing. But this is so just. You have no options. It's tapped and it gives you 3, which is nice. But I guess my lands, I typically have a little bit, I'd like to have something else going on with them, I guess. I don't know. That's why it never makes it in. And that's the thing. But I get it. I get why people do put it in, because it's 3 colors. It's not 2. We don't have a lot of lands that produce the 3. And so I get why you have it in your decks. I would still... I wish I had my button up. Right,
Build a better deck.
Yeah, damn it! It's like, it's too late now.
And so I get it. I get it. It's not the best thing, because I remember we were playing against Jacuzzi and somebody else, but it was Jacuzzi who said, I played the temple, and he's like, I would say build a better deck. And I get it. Like temples aren't the most efficient, but it's an acceptable tap land that I play with, and so are the shard tri tap lands. I don't have any problem with them.
Yeah. All right.
So
all right,
and it's probably also right in there where like I started playing Commander around that time. It's probably a nostalgia pick, and it's also probably a budget pick from when I started playing. So, let me be me.
Oh man,
I
can't get to my. Oh, there it is.
I would just say build a better deck.
It is on the first page.
All right. So the last bit is Visions Bounce Lands. They will.
But these
HTB,
are
what is it?
These aren't
specific,
duels,
aren't they?
Yeah, these aren't duels.
They're not duels. We're not doing them, but they're not good. Don't play them in a monocolored deck anyway.
All right. Yep. All right. So I think that's it for that. Right? We're done.
All right.
That was pretty sweet. I mean,
I like that.
We had a good discussion on
I like that.
You guys are wrong with the Scrylands. I think the Scrylands are amazing and fantastic. All right, let me get our last segment up. Where are we? We are here. We don't have to hit any shot buttons, which is always nice. Okay. Let me get our staple verses up. Here we go.
Excuse me. I believe you have my stapler.
Oh, you know what? Is everything muted there?
Who are you?
Staple versus. You're good. Okay, so let's get the staple versus stuff up. We are not doing that. Oh, well, we need to actually talk about last week's staple versus.
Tis true.
Let's see if I can pull. Well, if I pull that up, it'll show it. What was our last week's staple versus, Lowery? I'm gonna just go back to our.
Oh shit!
Oh, you're disappearing. Lowery's disappearing. Let me see if I can get your camera back on here. Just a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. There we go. Lowery's back up.
Okay. We did
it's
doubling
doing that
season.
stupid camera thing. All right, we're going back to card preview. Sorry. There we go. That's how I got to do it.
All right, whatever.
We'll just pull up
Sweet.
Skyfall.
We did. Adam was defending doubling season, and I was defending Chatterfang, who obviously won.
Honest opinion. Now the honesty. Pull the truth serum.
I think it kind of depends on the deck, but I think Chatterfang is probably better than doubling season.
Wrong.
I'm not playing the bit right now. I just got a long hair on my nose and it's just super itchy. All right. It's quicker, it's faster, you're able to like play Chatterfang and do something if it's later game. I think it's a potentially better card because you're going to be able to get more out of it. I think doubling season has more over the top potential, and that's where that becomes better. Like definitely with planeswalkers, clearly, and it's more flexible with like +1/+1 counters or that kind of stuff. So like I get it. I just think people slap doubling season into decks when they don't need to.
Wrong.
That's just what I think. That's fine. How lopsided was it?
It's funny. Side note, Ibukaki said, stop. They're talking shit. And so he said, stop getting rid of chat because every time I change the scene, it gets rid of the chat. So I keep switching it so it erases what they're saying. Hey, I see you guys keep
Team Forest Walk.
Yeah, Team Forest Walk. I
love it.
I don't know what you're talking
okay,
about.
what were the stop it. Fake news. Fake news.
Okay, so Discord. I'm gonna start with Discord. They fucking went 50-50 on that. 50%.
It's not 50%. Good for you then. All right. Well, that's not good for me then. All right.
Yeah, if I'm starting, is that the highest or the lowest? Twitter.
That's the highest, I'm sure.
Twitter was at 39% for Chatterfang.
Motherfucker.
61% for I actually wrote down Panharmonicon. What the hell was I doing for doubling season?
We're still on there.
Kid doesn't even know what card he's arguing. YouTube had 75% for Pan. I have it there. All I'm doing is reading. This is Panharmonicon. Doubling seasons.
Why
I felt like that was needed. All right.
So 72% overall.
Surprised.
Gotta put my crown on quick.
I think people overplay doubling season. That's all I'm saying. That was why it was brought up. That's a good comment. The Lowrax speaks for the trees.
There's like a
my
mixture.
Son loves the Lorax.
There's a mixture of Yavimaya is a hot topic, and your Urza Saga. It's me and like Renshai on Urza's, and everybody else is all about your freaking Yavimaya. It's still going.
Yeah.
Okay, so this week, what do we have?
Jesus agrees with you too.
Yeah, that's right. This week, what do we have going? It's these two right here. So I erased
Right
the
there.
chat again.
As much as possible.
Every time I don't like what I see, I will just flip back to the staple verses and come back to this. So
I would
guys.
like my nickname changed to the Laurax. So
You should
just
change
saying.
that.
I
dig
love
that.
it.
I dig that.
Okay.
Okay, so
So-
you are taking what do people think Lowry's going
I
to be
took
taking?
nothing. You gave it to me as a gift.
I did.
I'm gonna be doing Sensei's Divining Top,
Get
which
that up
is
there, and let me
the
get-
best card in Commander.
What?
And Adam chose a different card.
A different
What
card.
are you doing?
I'm getting.
You can't even find Scroll Rack?
I just pressed enter and it did that. So I didn't even press.
So okay, Adam's doing Scroll Rack. I'm doing Sensei's Divining Top. What does your card do?
No, you can go ahead. You
Okay, Sensei's Divining Top is 1 artifact. Pay 1, look at the top 3 cards and rearrange them however you wish. And then you can tap it, draw a card, then put Sensei's Divining Top on top of its owner's library. Now,
So basically, then your next turn, you're drawing that card again, and then you're having to play it again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep,
So
so
it's
good.
not really getting
It's
a
so
good
good.
advantage. You're just
so good. It's so
drawing
good.
one. So good.
Yes.
So I am talking about Scroll Rack. It is 2 drops, so it's a little bit more expensive because it's that good of a card. It's twice as good as Sensei's Top.
That's bold claim there.
This one, what it does is you tap 1 and tap it, and you exile any number of cards from your hand face down. So any of them.
Okay.
You don't have to do your whole hand. You can go, oh, I have 7 cards in my hand. I want these 2, but let's mix out 5 of these. Boom, 5 of them out. Then what you do is you put that many cards from the top of your library into your hand. Then you look at the exiled cards and put them on top. So it's after you've already drawn your hand. You look at the exiled cards. You can be like, oh, well, now I have this in my hand. I want this to go in this order. And you order your top the way you want it. So you're not just looking at 3 cards. You're able to hit, you could potentially hit 7 cards. Or if you have if you have a reliquary tower and you have like 15, you could go through so much of your deck just setting up the top. And this works so well in
honestly, that sounds really good during Christmas. But let's be honest, you don't draw enough cards in your decks, and so Scroll Rack's gonna be getting you like 1, maybe 0. It potentially could get you 0 cards
know how to
at
draw
the end
cards.
of the. Oh, do you?
I know
Do
how to
you?
draw
You
cards.
you didn't even like the Horizon lands. You were just like, you could Horizon land that
just
away
don't-
and then
It's just
be able
bad
to
cards.
Scroll Rack
I don't want
1.
to use bad cards. I want to.
Look how weak that could
I don't need
be.
to. I have
To
so
where
much
Sensei's
draw.
Divining Top is always just like, look at the top 3. You know what? I like them or don't. I can do that at the beginning of before I draw and pick the
but
best card out of
what
the
if-
3.
What if you need land, which does happen? And actually it happened to me last night. For some reason, I had like 7 non-lands. I needed a land because you can play off the top of your library with a land, and you can play multiple lands and all this.
Yeah.
I could not hit a land to save my life, and I couldn't. It was 7 down. Actually, it was 5 down before I hit a land. I would have hit that with Scroll Rack. I can't with Sensei's. If you're looking for an answer and you're only going 3 down, you're fucked. You can't do anything.
No,
about
I
it.
agree, but you should hit my button.
No, I'm
for
not
your
going to. I
story
knew
because
by
you
that-
should build a better
that-
deck. Maybe
that
shuffle
point.
better. I don't know.
That's-
Your luck is horseshit, except for opening boxes. Okay.
I have look at the list of things that I have positive. Oh, let's see. This is my positive for Scroll Rack, and then I have all these.
It's just a white sheet of paper. You got like bright light. You
Shit.
got
Oh,
an
yeah, I'm over-
O-ring light there.
I'm going to
I
the
can't-
wrong camera because we're at this one now. I forgot about that.
right.
Okay.
Look, good. Oh, good for you. Look, remember when you complained about Sensei's Divining Top going on top of the library and then you drawing that next turn?
You
That's
know what?
happening with your cards too. You're going to be drawing cards you did not want.
But you
for
can
the next
set your
1,
top.
2,
you know
3,
what?
13.
Yuriko's
Apparently.
really happy with setting your top, especially if you draw. Like I've done this many times actually with Scroll Rack, where I have a 10 casting cost card in my hand. I'm like, well, I'm not going to cast this. I want it on top. Oh, Scroll Rack, put it on top. Everybody
Yes.
takes 10 damage. Fucking amazing.
That's good in that one deck. Yeah.
Atali's really good.
But also with Sensei
is
Divining
good.
Top, you wouldn't have drawn that 10 mana card because you'd keep it until you could Yuriko.
No.
it.
If it gets
Like-
in your hand throughout the game, like you're not going to keep like it's already in your hand from drawing. So Kefnet would work. Atali works. Nira Wild Mage works. All Miracle cards work because you can put cards back on top of your library. You can go deeper with everything with that. So like Temporal Mastery, you can take your extra turn, your Reforged the Soul, your Entreat the Angels, Bonfire the Damned.
All of this, all of those cards are better with
Entreat
top.
the
All
dead,
of those cards are better with top. I don't think
Revenge.
you understand what you're talking about.
No, because
do you know what's great
lots of
about
cards.
Miracle? Can you draw cards with Scroll Rack? No, you can't. And so if you're putting on top, you got to wait until the next turn.
The next turn, yes.
Guess what? With top, I can do it on their turn at instant speed.
And you're gonna have all that mana ready.
Yes, that's what the point of Miracle decks are. That's why it got banned in the Legacy.
You're gonna have that all ready. You're gonna already have that ready for you. Like this is like I can set if it's in your hand. If it's in your hand,
want to
you're
start going
screwed.
into other formats. Top is banned in all those too. Scroll Racks
hey,
allowed to be go willy nilly because it's a fine
Commander
card to play
podcast. You settle down there, sir.
You are talking about Legacy and Modern
I'm not.
decks.
I'm actually
all right?
not talking about that. Atali is not a Legacy or Modern deck. Hidzuku is the new dude commander. Vivictus Asmati is a new commander. I have Yuriko. You have Narset. You have
yeah. And that Renshai's on the same page with me. All the arguments that you're making for Scroll Rack, it's essentially this. You can make the same arguments for Scroll Rack, and all of them apply to Sensei's Divining
Except
Top.
I can go. The problem is though, you have Senseis. You have these cards in your hand from. Hopefully, you have draw spells. We're not playing tutors, so we have a lot of draw spells. You get those in your hand, you're fucked. You can't get those back on top of your library. There's no setting the top. We talk about setting the top. Scroll Rack is a setting the top. And then,
so you have like one dead card that you can play later on. That's okay. Like you don't necessarily want to shuffle away your win cons.
That gets into your hand. Now you have to do that stupid, like the miracle cost. You want it for the miracle cost. You don't want it for.
But you don't have to. And if
you
you're
don't,
trying to
but
make
it's
sure,
so
if
much
you have a
worse.
miracle
It's so
deck,
much
you're going to have
worse.
multiple
I'm not
things
saying
that
miracle.
are doing it.
I was just giving you examples of miracles that could be used. I wasn't saying a miracle deck.
I agree. And Scroll Rack does a really good job of what you're talking about and the repetition to make sure that you have as many Sensei's Divining Top effects. That's the point. Is Sensei's Divining Top is just up there because it works with everything. Scroll Rack just works with specific things that are fairly good.
No, you can work. The thing is, Scroll Rack just wasn't printed that much. We didn't get printed until recently.
If we sat down and it was like, okay, you can only have one of these in all of your decks.
That's what we're
you
doing
don't
right
get
now.
to choose between them.
That's
You
what
just have to.
That's what we're
do
doing
it.
right now.
That's the point.
The
If
point
you
of
were
this.
sitting down for one for every deck that you had, and you had to choose Sensei's Divining
Totally
Top
take
or
Scroll
Scroll
Rack.
Rack,
Scroll
it's
Rack.
going to be Sensei's Divining Top
Scroll
100%
Rack.
of the time.
I want to be able to set my top. I want to be able to go deeper.
Look,
I like to
I
draw
can tell that you're
cards.
lying because
I
you're
like to go
shaking your
deeper.
head. Kind of no,
I like to
I
go
can't believe
deeper.
he's coming up with this great argument here. It's called denial, Adam. And Sensei's
Lowery,
Divining Top
unlike
is
you,
an
I like to go
amazing
deeper.
card.
I like to go deeper.
Do you
with my
It's-
deck?
it's-
I like to go
that's fine.
deeper with
That's-
my deck. You like to
It's
just
the
stay
same
at
thing for
shortest amount
conservative
of-
men to have huge trucks. I don't, that's you wish you,
You
could
like
go
to go
deeper.
about this
That's
deep.
fine.
I like to go as deep as possible. So I like to
Sorry for that. The truck crack. I didn't mean that. I take that back. That's
You can't. It's live.
I feel bad.
It's live. I was actually thinking about that today. I was like, if we have one of our little mess up slips or whatever, we get with it live, we can't pull it back.
No, we can't. I agree with Renshai again. 60% of the time it works every time for Scroll Rack, and every time it works for Sensei's Divining Top.
You know the problem with Sensei's
Always
too is
works.
if you're gonna draw it and you think you can get rid of it, well, fucking, I'll do a shuffle effect and you lose your Sensei's Top. What now? I don't have to worry about that. My Scroll Rack is just out. I don't have to keep tapping it and bring it to my hand and drawing the card. I'll just draw 7 cards. You only can draw 1 card at a time. I'm getting to put 7 different cards if I want, or 6, or 13, depending on if you're drawing a lot of cards. You should be drawing cards because you don't play tutors.
You're talking about specific decks that this works with. Miracles, apparently, for some reason, because they're played in very low amounts.
Drawing
but like
in general.
artifacts are played in a ton. So a Layla, you get that extra trigger. No matter what, that next turn, you're going to be playing an artifact. Same thing with Kaikar. There's so many decks that want to play non-creature spells, and Sensei's Divining Top just kind of goes in there. You're getting that spell.
Sure.
And Scroll Rack doesn't get that.
So you're drawing the same card back and forth. Yeah, that's fine.
There are, Bolus's Citadel
You're only
goes infinite, basically. You can go through your whole deck if you have enough life.
Oh, so you're going
Can Scroll Rack combos? If you can, this is Commander, Adam. This is what we're talking about.
CDH
it's okay
now?
just because we don't do that. It doesn't matter. Combo doesn't have to be CDH either. There's plenty of casuals that want to just go off on people.
See, the difference though is like if you're at the end of the game here and you need an answer and you're only looking at the top 3, this allows you to go so deep into your deck. If you
have enough cards. That is the catch. Sensei's Divining Top will trigger draw.
I
would just say
draw
build a
triggers.
better deck.
Chasm
I would
Sculptor.
just say
You got
build a better
Psychosis
deck.
Crawler. What does Scroll Rack triggers? Nothing.
It doesn't. It goes deeper.
Doesn't synergize with anything. You're hoping that you have enough cards in your hand.
And set in your top.
And
dude.
if you're drawing
There's
enough
so
cards, you
in
don't
the
need
top
Scroll
stuff.
Rack. You're drawing enough cards.
There's so many cards where it depends on looking at the top. You could do the horn one where it's look at the top card if it shares a creature type. What is it? And then you get to put it in your hand, so you get to draw 2 cards off of that because you're going to hit that. You're going to draw that. You can set. There's so many.
Why does
cards
that not work with Sensei's Top?
But what I'm saying that it does. Well, going deeper though, I guess my biggest point that between the two is if you don't draw a lot of cards, if you typically are always only playing from the top and you're always down towards the middle of the game, 1 to 2 cards in your hand. Yeah, then maybe Scroll Rack isn't for you. But if you play a good deck and you build it right and you have lots of cards in your hand to choose from towards the end of the game, and you need an answer, Scroll Rack is for you. There's so many instances where you come to the end of the game and you just need to go more than just 1 card deeper or 3 cards deep. You need to hit something and trying to find an answer. Scroll Rack can do that. You can hit that. You can basically discard your hand, not discard, exile, and draw that many. And if you're good, at the end of the game, you have multiple options in your hand, more cards.
Right.
If you don't build it,
I would just say build a better deck.
and you're only 1 to 2 cards, then yeah, maybe Scroll Rack isn't for you. But then you might need to change some other things with your deck.
The thing is, normally when people have a bunch of cards in their hand, that means they have like too high of a CMC, because it's
because you're
fine
drawing
to
a lot
have
of cards.
less cards and just have win cons in your hand, and that's what Sensei's Divining Top is going to get you to. And because you're going to be like, okay, I don't need that now, but that's right there. I don't need it.
Ibukaki wants the EDH rec numbers. 88,000 for Sensei's Top, but that's people didn't even know about Scroll Rack until the last Commander Legends. And Commander Legends, what do you think that's at? Or Commander Legends,
8
Scroll Rack
to 12?
Is that your serious guess?
Maybe. Okay, 15 to 20. That's my serious guess.
35,000 EDH rec.
Well, that's a lot better than I thought.
Yeah.
Because Scroll Rack I have in 1 to 2 decks, and Sensei's Top is literally the card that is in every deck. That and Soul Ring are the only 2 cards that I play in every deck.
I would just say build a better deck.
I would tell people that are playing Scroll Rack without Top. Yes, I would tell them that. It's my voice. I can do whatever I want with it.
I think that's all I had for that. Cards in hand.
We're done.
We're done. Miracle. Yeah, we're almost at 2 hours here. All right. You guys can vote for this. I have a feeling I'm going to lose this week. I said, get your crown ready by Friday, Lowery.
I'll make sure that the bottle of Malort's out from underneath it so I don't just fucking slide that shit off and break the floor.
You guys are going to have to get your votes in pretty damn quick because we are going to do the cast on Friday. So the voting is only going to be like 3 days long. Maybe advantage me. Also, maybe advantage. Check out this. Mine looks a lot cooler than yours. Yours is that stupid top of
What?
I used the picture of
What?
the dumb.
Why didn't you use the new
I'm not
Double
going
Masters
because
2
every advantage I can.
art, full art that looks amazing?
I'm gonna give myself the most advantage I can with this one because I'm gonna fucking
obviously
lose.
understand that you do that
All right, you guys. Can
You don't
vote.
even have to do that every week, and you do it every week.
I know. It's the bit. All right. You guys can vote for this on the Discord if you're a part of the Discord. If you guys aren't, you guys should join. Otherwise, you can vote on YouTube and you can vote on Twitter. Again, we will have the results on Friday. All right. So that should do it, guys. Thank you guys for listening. We will catch you guys next week or Friday.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Friday. Bye.
It's Friday.
Oh, yeah. Is that what we're opening with next on Friday?
Yeah. Good point.
I
I'll have
love
to,
boobs.
to
Thanks
get
for
that
the
ready.
memories.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Love
Oh, shit.
boobs.
Oh, wrong camera.